Hola clase, we're going to quickly go over reflexive versus non-reflexive. In la página 157 they have this. If you remember, so a reflexive verb means to do something to yourself. It's like a reflection in the mirror. So if you are doing the action and you're the one receiving the action, then that's a reflexive verb. But it's not reflexive if you're doing it and someone else is receiving the action. So if the person doing the action and the person receiving the action are different, then it's not reflexive. And if they're the same, then it is reflexive. So think about reflection or reflecting back on the person who is doing the action. So if I'm doing the action, then I have to be receiving the action. If you're doing the action, then you have to be receiving the action. Or if he's doing the action, then he has to be receiving the action. If that makes sense. Okay, so if we look at difference between non-reflexive and reflexive, so a lot of verbs can be, pardon me, like acostar means to put someone else to bed. So like I can acostar a mi hijo, so I can put my son to bed, or I can put my daughter to bed, or I can put my baby doll to bed, or I can whatever, or I can or dormir to sleep. Dormirse is to fall asleep, but if I say acostarse, I'm putting myself to bed, so that's why it's to go to bed or to lay down. Encontrar is to find something. Encontrarse is to meet up with someone, which is it's a reflexive verb because you're both meeting up with the other person, so it's like a reflection between both of you. You're both doing it to each other, so each other is also a form of reflection. Enfermar is to get sick, and then enfermarse is to get yourself sick. So like enfermar is to get someone else sick, and then enfermarse would be get yourself sick. Ir is to go, but irse is to take yourself and leave, to go somewhere. So irse is to actually leave, which is a super common verb, super useful verb, and you can use it from now on, now that you know it. So this is much better, to use the verb irse is much better than to use the verb salir, for leaving. Levantar is to lift something or to levitate something or to raise something, but levantarse is to actually pick yourself up. So that's why it's to stand up or to get up. Llamar is to call, like for example, yo llamo a mi madre, I call my mom, but llamarse is when I call myself. So that's why you can use that for your name. I call myself Bob, or I call myself Maria. Poner, to put something or set something, right? We learned that last chapter. But when you put something on yourself, it's usually clothing, or to become something, you put a mood on yourself, essentially. You become happy, you become sad, you become angry, you become whatever. Quitar is to remove, or to quit something, but quitarse is to take something off yourself. You're removing something from yourself, so therefore you're taking something off. Vestir is to dress, but you can dress anything. You can dress your doll, you can dress your child, you can dress your table at Thanksgiving. I mean, you can dress whatever you want. But if you dress yourself, vestirse with a reflexive, then that's getting dressed in the morning. So hopefully that has helped clarify some reflexive versus non-reflexive.